buildings. It's as if someone wants to erase.
Which is why we are celebrating 25 years.
Tyler Perry was once the ultimate lifeline for Harry and Meghan when they tore up the royal rulebook and fled the UK in a storm of controversy, media frenzy, and security concerns. It wasn't Buckingham Palace that stepped in. Not Charles, not William, not even a concerned friend. No, it was Tyler Perry, Hollywood's billionaire fairy godfather. With his private jet, fortress-like mansion, and top-tier security that rivals the Secret Service, he came to their rescue like a real-life guardian angel, offering the protection, privacy, and comfort that even royalty couldn't provide.
Tyler Perry, who offered up his Beverly Hills mansion.
His Beverly Hills estate wasn't just a safe house, it became the Sussexes' sanctuary. A fortress far from paparazzi flashes, palace staff, and relentless tabloid noise. For months, it served as the headquarters of Harry, Meghan, and baby Archie's post-royal reinvention. But Tyler Perry didn't just offer them shelter. He gave them his name, his reputation, and his full loyalty. Meghan was so grateful, she named him the godfather of their daughter, Lilibet, a gesture that, in royal terms, is almost sacred. That wasn't just a thank you. That was a forever bond. Amaras captured every moment. Netflix showcased dreamy, soft-focus footage of the Sussexes pouring their hearts out about how much Tyler meant to them. There were emotional confessions and teary-eyed interviews. Meghan called him her protector, her rock, her chosen family. It was touching, polished, and perfectly crafted to fit their narrative of life after royalty. And for a while, the story held. Until it all started to unravel.
$160 million sexual assault lawsuit.
Out of nowhere, Tyler Perry was hit with a $260 million civil lawsuit by actor Derek Dixon, accusing him of running a toxic, intimidating, and career-crippling work environment. Suddenly, the once revered Hollywood mogul wasn't just Meghan and Harry's generous benefactor. He was a PR liability. Allegations flooded in, court filings, leaked emails, insider testimony, and production notes. In under 48 hours, Perry's public image shifted from beloved creative genius to embattled executive. And Meghan? She ghosted him. Almost instantly, Perry's name vanished from her digital footprint. Photos of him at Lilibet's christening? Gone. Instagram posts praising Uncle Tyler? Archived or deleted. Mentions of him being Lilibet's godfather in interviews and bios? Quietly scrubbed. Even Lilibet's Wikipedia page was altered, changing is to was. No public thank you. No statement of support. No explanation. Just a silent wipeout. But the internet caught on fast. Screenshots exploded across Reddit, TikTok, and Twitter. "Where's Uncle Tyler?" started trending. Online sleuths and royal watchers began comparing timestamps, post-edits, and social media deletions like it was a digital crime scene. The man who once gave the Sussexes shelter, privacy, and unconditional support when the royal family turned its back, was now being erased. Only Meghan's team made one massive miscalculation. They forgot Tyler Perry keeps receipts. Every photo. Every text. Every tearful conversation from those nights post-palace. Logged, archived, and legally protected. And at the heart of it all? A confidentiality clause hidden in a guest residency agreement. One Perry's legal team knew would eventually come into play. Because Perry isn't just smart on screen. He's a billionaire businessman with legal counsel sharper than any red carpet wardrobe. And that little clause? It's a time bomb. According to sources close to Perry's legal advisors, the agreement included a specific line most guests would miss. But Meghan's team should have flagged twice. In the event of public disavowal by either party, the non-breaching party may, in accordance with applicable law, disclose context necessary to protect reputation. Translation: if Meghan publicly cut ties with Tyler, like wiping his godfather title and erasing him from her public narrative, he has the legal right to speak out. Fully. No vague quotes. No cryptic tweets. We're talking televised interviews, signed legal affidavits, press appearances, maybe even a Netflix docuseries of his own, with receipts. And now, that clause might change everything.
On one of the filmmaker's shows.
Now imagine the conversations Tyler Perry witnessed. Meghan pacing in the garden ranting about royal aides, Harry whispering in the hallway about family betrayal, private calls, draft scripts, early Netflix outlines. Perry wasn't just a guest. He was the host, the shield, the confidant. He didn't just overhear their plans, he helped shape them. And now he's being erased like an old Instagram filter. Word from Perry's circle is he's furious. Not just because he feels used, but because of how cold the erasure was. One day he's godfather to the Sussex's child, the next he's scrubbed like a liability. That's not just betrayal, that's personal. Sources say Perry is weighing his options, and fast. Producers are circling like sharks. One insider even joked this could out Oprah. Big networks are offering exclusives. Streaming giants have blank checks ready. Everyone wants the first Tyler Perry tell-all. Because this wouldn't be gossip, it would be a royal bombshell. Imagine Perry detailing Meghan's late-night spirals, Harry second-guessing everything, early debates about what scenes to cut from the Netflix doc, Perry explaining how deals were made, how crisis plans were mapped, how moments were staged. This isn't about loyalty anymore. It's about reputation warfare. Meghan's team knows it. That's why they're panicking. Inside sources say she's gone full lockdown mode, flooding social media with soft focus pics, wellness posts, garden shots, lifestyle quotes. She's trying to smother the internet in positivity before Perry blows it up. But the public isn't buying it. In every post, in every caption, one question echoes louder. Where's Tyler? Even Meghan's brand partners are uneasy. A luxury skincare line has paused an upcoming campaign. A wine collab has gone silent. Marketing teams are reviewing contracts in case her image crashes again. And Perry? He hasn't said a word. But his silence is strategic. The calm before the storm. The kind that lets the other side panic and overcorrect. Meghan's erasure of Tyler may have triggered that infamous NDA clause. And now Perry holds the key. He can protect his name, defend his choices, and if necessary, tell everything. And Harry? He's caught in the middle. Torn between the woman he gave up royalty for and the man who sheltered him when no one else would. For Harry, Perry isn't a footnote, he's part of the escape story. A chapter when things were raw and terrifying. Watching that man be erased, it's eating at him. Close friends say Harry is spiraling. Sleepless. Snapping at staff. He's reportedly flown back to the UK in secret, not to plan a return, but to breathe. To get space. Because Meghan's PR game, once airtight, is backfiring. In California, her team's gone into emergency mode. Legal consults. Influencer coordination. Crisis meetings. Even asking loyalist creators to post about her. But curated garden pics and motherhood quotes can't bury what's coming. Because Tyler Perry isn't just a disgruntled ex-friend, he's a media mogul who still owns parts of their origin story. Sources say he kept audio logs, planning notes, behind-the-scenes clips, even conversations post-Oprah interview about what landed and what didn't. It wasn't about dirt. It was about documenting a Hollywood story. But now, those receipts could become evidence. And then it happened. The leak. Not a rumor. Not a tweet. A 58-second audio clip. Posted by a burner account, then re-uploaded globally. Meghan's voice is heard discussing media strategy, mentioning selective sympathy, and wondering aloud if playing the Diana card too often might seem calculated. In the background, Harry grumbles that Netflix doesn't want too much crying. The internet exploded. Within minutes, #selective sympathy was trending. UK and US headlines lit up. Secret Sussex tapes leaked. Pro-Sussex pages went silent. Critics pounced. They called it the smoking gun, the proof of performance-driven victimhood. And worse, that clip was reportedly just the beginning. Sources claim Perry holds over 17 hours of recordings, transcripts, and private memos. Some include post-royal strategy talks, raw Oprah interview drafts, and even off-the-record digs at royal relatives that were cut from air. The tapes aren't just damaging, they're potentially reputation-shattering.
Meghan Markle is in crisis.
And suddenly, Meghan's empire is shaking. Brand deals on pause. Her podcast relaunch? Silently scrapped. A high-profile skincare line with a major beauty brand? Reportedly under review, according to leaked internal emails. Meghan, once the mastermind of media control, now watches as her carefully orchestrated narrative falls apart. And Harry? He saw the collapse coming. The moment that audio clip surfaced online, insiders claim Harry immediately booked a private jet to London, not just for space, but survival. For the first time in months, he returned to the UK alone, reportedly staying at a secluded countryside estate owned by a trusted royal ally. No Meghan. No press. Just Harry and a handful of confidants, scrambling to find a lifeline before the damage becomes permanent. Whispers of back-channel contact with King Charles's private office are already circulating. Harry is said to be quietly floating the idea of returning to royal duties. Part-time, unofficial, nothing firm. But even the fact that it's being considered says it all. Because Harry knows the second Tyler Perry opens the vault, their version of the truth crumbles. And don't think Buckingham Palace isn't paying attention. Inside royal circles, the leak has stirred a cocktail of vindication and cold satisfaction. The same palace aides Meghan, once accused of sabotage, are reportedly smirking behind closed doors at Clarence House. William's team remains silent, but it's the kind of silence that says everything. There's no need to gloat. The headlines are doing it for them. Meanwhile, Meghan's team is in spin mode. Vague statements about context, old clips, and selective editing are trickling out, but none of it is sticking. Why? Because that audio sounded authentic, raw, unscripted, undeniable. It didn't feel like an attack. It felt like exposure. Two people strategizing behind the curtain, not speaking truth to power, but building a brand. That's not injustice, it's image management. And Tyler Perry? Still no public word. But make no mistake, his team's fingerprints are all over this. The timing, the precision, the fact that the leaked clip was just long enough to spark chaos, yet too short to trigger lawsuits. This wasn't emotional revenge. It was a power play. His silent message. You try to erase me, I'll remind the world I made you. And that's what Meghan miscalculated. Tyler Perry isn't background. He's a self-made empire. And if he feels used, he doesn't lash out. He takes center stage and owns the narrative. What's next? More leaks, almost guaranteed. Legal battles. Possibly a televised interview, maybe with Gayle King, maybe with Anderson Cooper. And if that happens, brace for impact. Publishers could walk away. Former allies might speak up. Skeletons could come tumbling from Montecito closets. This isn't just celebrity scandal, it's a collapse. The Sussex fairy tale, the independent couple escaping monarchy, speaking truth, rewriting rules, only works if the truth holds. But if Perry keeps showing receipts that suggest otherwise, their foundation doesn't just crack, it collapses. Harry's sudden return to the UK isn't symbolic. It's survival. It's a man watching the walls cave in and trying to salvage his last shred of credibility before Perry releases the next tape. Because Perry didn't just leak a clip, he opened a trapdoor. And when the world starts re-evaluating the Oprah interview, the Netflix deal, the Spotify flop, all under this new light, nothing is safe. So now, here we are. A billionaire who once protected them now holds the evidence. A prince who walked away from the crown now staring down another storm. And a duchess, once untouchable, now unraveling in public view. This isn't just a PR mess. It's a turning point. And the whole world is watching.